20% off Truck Stop Load Board Pro for 6 months. The best tool for serious carriers. Don't miss out. Click the link in the description to get 20% off Load Board Pro for 6 months. Need capital to grow your business or cover unexpected expenses? Rock Financial has your back. Whether you're looking for a flexible line of credit, a fast cash advance, or tailored working capital solutions, Rock Financial makes it simple to get funded, often in as little as 24 hours. No hidden fees, an easy application, and real support from people who know the business. Ready to take your hustle to the next level? Tap the link in the description to get started with Rock Financial today. Wish insurance was this easy? With LogRock, it's like magic. Real coverage appears when you need it. No tricks. Get covered now. Click the link in the description.
Warning: the following content contains strong language and may not be suitable for children. This content is primarily for adults, as this is a trucking channel and truckers have filthy mouths. Please don't tweak if I say. Viewer discretion is advised.
Subscribe to the channel. Turn on all post notifications. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on post notifications. Let's get these bills paid. Shout out to Rock Financial. Shout out to Rock Financial if you need business funding, business lines of credit. If you need to buy some equipment for your vehicle and you need financing, click the link in the description below for Rock Financial for all your working capital needs for your business. Also, another channel sponsor, LogRock. If you need commercial insurance coming into the business, you need commercial insurance. Semi-truck, box truck, cargo van, even giggers. You giggers that are out there with cargo vans, commercial equipment, forget what your favorite people told you. In some markets, it's up to you to check your market. Because if you get caught here in Illinois with no commercial insurance, doing a gig, they're going to take your shit. They're going to fine you and they will take your shit. They will take it. They do it all the time. Contrary to what some of your people may tell you, it's up to you to check your market. They do stings here all the time. We have what's called the Illinois Commerce Commission. Texas has what's called the TXDMV. There's other states that have regulatory administrative agencies whose sole purpose is to go out there and regulate industries. Transportation is one, right, which trucking falls under transportation. Anytime you do anything commercial, that falls under transportation. All right. So even in the gig economy, if you're in commercial equipment, a cargo van, you have to have commercial insurance. Here, if you're doing gig work in a car, you have to have it. And you also have to have authority. So, don't be the person who is out doing a dolly or doing a roadie or something and you're loading, and then that agent watches you and then they stop you, and then you're like, oh, I'm just doing a gig. They're going to fine you, and they're going to also fine the company. They'll mail them a fine as well. They'll just pay it. Really no big deal to them, but it will affect you. And here they'll take your vehicle. They do stings here all the time where they'll sit at outside some of these 3PLs, high traffic places where a lot of gig workers pick up shit. They'll watch, they'll pull you over, and they'll confiscate your vehicle. They do it here all the time. All right, so I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just letting you know what it is. So if you need commercial insurance, also if you're up for renewal, go ahead and shop 60 days out. Don't wait. Insurance companies, they're They're out to make money, right? But they're not going to be loyal to you. Don't believe me? File a claim. I guarantee you one or two things is going to happen. They're going to go up on your premium or they're going to drop you. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the latter, right? So every time you're up for renewal, you want to start shopping for who's cheaper, right? Because it doesn't really, like, they're not going to, like, if you file a claim, they probably going to drop you most likely. So you might as well just go with who's the cheapest, all right? So make sure you shop. So click the link in the description below for LogRock and see what type of plans they have to help save you some money. All right, come on in. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. Who we got in the building? Shout out to, who was that? Darnell Willis in the building. What's going on? Box Truck Mitch. Shout out to Rich in Chicago. Shout out to all the MG members. Shout out to SD Walk. Shout out to We Carry Freight. Shout out to Valise. Shout out to Ben Bauer. Shout out to Shark Life Transports. What's going on? Checking on your 30-minute break. That's what's up. That's what's up. Who else we got? Who else we got in the building? Who else we got in the building? Shout out to Pippi. Shout out to all the moderators in the building. Shout out to Tris. Says, what up, Mark? Appreciate the game. You taught me. Never been a caller, but I watch often. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Shout out to Sir, is it Saya? Shout out to Sir Saya. What's going on? Shout out to Paul Smith, representing Jersey. Shout out to Moving Company Hustle. Shout out to everybody. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. You dig what I'm saying? All right, man. Without further ado, let's get into this, man, because I wanna expedite this. I may drop the link because I'm purposely going to try and trigger somebody today. Like I told you guys the other day, I'm looking for it. I'm looking for the smoke. Shout out to who is this? Shout out to Jeremy Coleman in the building, representing the All right, so let's see. Let's get into it today. I want to talk about the complainers, people who complain about brokers. And I know it's a lot of, it ain't even just box truckers, bro. It's semi truck guys too. I even listen. It's the crazy thing. And I was having a conversation with somebody recent. I forgot who it was. It might have been Kirk or somebody else. When I see content creators complaining about brokers and just complaining, period, it's crazy to me because we living in a world today where content creation and influencers, whether they're credible or not, are the new, research tool, I should say. This is where people go to get information. Now, depending on who you're consuming your information from, it's going to depend on, if you're going to be misled or not, because some people are just credible and some people are not. So it's crazy to be in a position of influence and complain. You are supposed to be solution based. Anytime I click on a channel and I see a content creator, I don't give a fuck what niche they're in of transportation. They could be on the semi side. It's goofy to me. Like, you're complaining and you're the person who's supposed to be solution based. You're the person that people are watching for a solution. It's the goofiest shit ever. And then you see people in the comment section and then people in the live streams putting gym emojis and strong arm emojis like they said something that was some type of world change, like they just cured cancer, bro. They're sitting up there complaining. You looking up to them. You're watching them while they complain simultaneously with you. There's no solution. You've never seen me come on this live stream and complain. I've always came and gave you solutions. Even if it wasn't the shit that you wanted to hear, I told you what you needed to hear. It don't make sense. It don't make sense as a business person to complain about another person's business. It's the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen and I've ever heard in my life. And we already got people in here that's upset. And I knew I was going to do that. But watch, we're going to do a social experiment. I'm going to drop the link right now. No, don't switch it. Don't switch it. Don't switch it. Keep that energy. Keep that energy. You dig what I'm saying? How should we title this for the link? Disagree with me. Let's see. If you disagree, click the link. We're going to get it out the way early. Let's just go ahead and drop it now and get it out the way and just pin it. You dig what I'm saying? Let me see. Let me make sure I spelled it right. If you disagree. Nope, I spelled it wrong. Hold on. We got to take it down. Hold on. We're going to get it together. If you disagree, click the link. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me a second. If you disagree, let's capitalize if. If you disagree, click the link. And now let's put it up there. Let's pin it now. Let me see. I'll pin it. All right, so we're going to pin that link in case anybody disagrees, because I know this is going to be very triggering. And I'm in for a good debate. Haven't had one in a while, so yeah. So if you're one of them people that like to complain, this is going to be for you, and I invite you to click the link. If you spend more time complaining about brokers than you do fixing your business model, this is going to be absolutely for you. You're not a business owner. When you complain about brokers, to me, you're not a business person. You just broke. If you complain about brokers, you just broke. You're desperate and you blaming the wrong people. If you complaining about people that's taking cheap freight, to me, you're desperate and you're broke, and you're looking to place the blame on all the wrong people. The person that you should ultimately be blaming is that person every morning when you look in the mirror to brush your teeth and wash your face. That's who you should be blaming. It's going to hurt. I'm telling you, what I'm finna say is going to hurt. And I guarantee you 50% or more of the people that's watching this right now are guilty. Because I've seen so many people say this shit. We're going to flip this victim narrative upside down. So you got to hear this. Brokers aren't the reason that you're failing. It's you. And it's due to the lack of preparation that you have. Let's discuss the reality of brokers. Make sure you guys click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all post notifications. The brokers ain't a charity. Brokerage companies aren't charity companies. They're not charitable. They're businesses. They exist to connect shippers with carriers, and because they play this middleman part, they take a cut. So when I see people saying, oh man, the brokers are greedy, prove it. Explain how they're greedy. And even if they are greedy, what does that got to do with you? The brokers don't care about your truck note. They don't care about your bill. They don't care about your fuel costs. You'll see people on the internet, content creators on the internet, people on the internet complaining. This is what they'll say. They say, man, the brokers is greedy, man. They ain't even out here, man. It's our truck. It's our fuel. We're paying the insurance. We're when the truck breaks down, it's coming out of our pocket. We should get more of the cut. But don't nobody give a fuck about that shit. Why would the broker care about your bills? This system was designed way before you came into trucking. If you came into trucking after 1980, it's been this way for 45 years. I was born in 1980. The deregulation of trucking was in 1980. This is what you wanted. You got what you asked for. So it's been this way for 45 years. So that means if you came in after 1980, it was like this. So that means you didn't do your due diligence to know how to come in, compete, and win. So why complain now? Why would another industry within this niche care about your cost? It's just like when I say F them kids. This is a perfect example. You'll get mad at me for telling you that if we were competing in a business landscape, I wouldn't care anything about your household, your bills. Why? Because there's one customer and they only can go with one person. And I'd rather that person be me. I'd rather have that revenue come into my household than yours. Same thing with the brokers. Why is it the brokers concerned about the cost of operation for your business? That's your problem. It's crazy to see grown men on the internet complaining about another person's business when the issue is within their own business. They got offices, they got agencies. I'm not here to defend brokers. I really could care less. What I'm here to do is help shape your mindset from ignorance to thinking like a business owner. I don't care about brokers. I don't care about anybody but what I got going on. I'm solely here to help shift your mindset from the ignorance. But let's break it all the way down. Brokerages, they have costs too. They got offices, they got agents, they got compliance, surety bonds, nowadays tech platforms, all in which cost money. So there's a cost associated with running a brokerage firm. If you don't like the rates, then go get your own freight. But see, that's the problem. A lot of people can't. Most of you won't. Why? Because it's easier to sit on a load board and whine and complain than it is to go out and do work. Cold call, walk into industrial parks, build relationships. It's easier to sit on the internet and in comment sections and in Facebook groups and other content creators that sit up here because misery loves company. So when you sit up and you watch somebody that's a content creator and influencer complain about brokers and rates, it's easier for you to sit in there and kumbaya with them for an hour or two. And now you got 30, 40, 50 people in a live stream all just kumbaya and there's no results. While the person that's out there who gives two shits about the brokers is winning. And I'm gonna tell you why they winning. I'm gonna tell you why they're winning. Because you got two different mindsets. You got a broke mindset and you got a business mindset. And I talk about mindset all the time on the channel. And there's a lot of triggering topics that I purposely do so that I can, pluck out all the ignorant people. I try to trigger people so it can hit them right here in their heart that they want to click the link and come out here from emotion instead of logic. And this is why I'm undefeated in all my debates. Because I don't get emotional when it comes to business. I look at everything from a logical perspective. One of the key things that I do is I look at it from the other person's perspective or the other party's perspective. I never look at things one-sided. If I'm indulging in something and there's multiple hands that are in this dealing in order to get something done, I look at everything from all sides of the equation. The last thing I'm going to do is make myself look like a fool because I'm thinking one-sided, illogically driven off emotion. So there's two mindset. And people that do that, that's the broke mindset. The people that complain and say all this dumb shit. Here's why most box truck people fail. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all your post notifications. The reason why a lot of box truck businesses fail is because you came into the business broke and you thought box trucking was going to save you. You came in broke. Why? Because you believed all these fables that were spewed to you. And you looking for a quick come up. Box trucking is just like any other business. So you come in broke. Why? Because you have a broke mindset. You're impatient. You have no discipline. You're not willing to sacrifice. And then you want to come into a business landscape and you don't have the tools or the soldiers or the mindset to win. You thought a box truck was an escape plan from a job. Only thing you did was come into the box truck business and you brought that same employee mindset that you had when you was working the job with you. Nothing changed. Business owners, we don't complain. We solve problems. Why? Because there's going to be another problem right around the corner. It could be the very next minute. It could be the next day. It could be later on the same day. This is what you signed up for. I swear for God, if I've ever seen you on the internet complaining, to me, you was a goofy, especially as a content creator. I don't give a fuck who you is. I say what I mean and I stand on that shit. You cannot be a successful business owner complaining about dumb shit that's 9 times out of 10 beyond your control. Do something about it. It's the stupidest shit that I've ever heard, and I see so many people do it, especially our people. We just complain about shit that you can't even control. So why complain about it? Find a solution. You expect this trucking industry to bend around your bills. You complain about everything, and then you say the same shit that the next person to you is saying, and your favorite content creator saying. We paying all of this, we paying all that. The insurance, we got to pay the truck note. The fuel is steady, the diesel is steady going up. Instead of building a business that can survive in any market. I've been saying this shit since day one. You can go through my content and seeing all my arguments, my debates, my battles, especially when people was in this euphoric phase 3 years ago when you just couldn't tell nobody wrong. You couldn't even tell them. You couldn't tell people nothing. They didn't want to listen. Because even then people was thinking off feelings. And still today people is just running off feelings. The market in this industry is going to go like this, up and down, up and down, up and down. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. The market going to swing. A broke mindset person in this industry is going to say rates are trash, brokers are greedy. If I could just get one good week, I'm going to be straight. Man, if I could just last the peak season, then we're going to run it up peak season. This business, this industry is rigged against the small guys. This is some of the shit that I constantly hear in this industry. You know what a business mindset is going to say? What are my costs? What's my CPM? Where can I cut the fat so I can run a more lean operation? How do I position my truck to take the best freight? How do I build direct relationships so I can stop living off the load board? See the two different mindsets? One, the broke mindset is just complains about everything. The business mindset is solution based. They're looking for solutions to the problem. It's two different mindsets. This is what separates winners from losers. You want to talk math? You want to know why the brokers win in the end? And most box truck business owners, owner operators lose. It's the math. It's the math. The broker spread is fixed. They control their numbers. Most box truck business owners' expenses are bloated with the cost per mile that's killing them. One of the main reasons why the cost per mile is killing them is because they don't know it. Majority of the people in this niche box trucking don't know what it costs them to run their business. We've proven that over the past 3 years. Every call-in show, we haven't had, out of all the call-in shows, we haven't had one person, not one, that knew they cost per mile. It got to the point that even when they would click up and click the link, man, I know you're gonna get me, man. I don't even. They would just come out with it, man. I don't know my cost per mile. So with me steady telling people and people watching the content, and I'm telling you the reason why you're failing, I'm telling you the solution that help fix it, still people choose not to do it. See, a broker, whether it's an independent broker or a firm, they know what it costs. They know what their operation costs are. They know their numbers. You finance a $65,000 truck with a $1,500 plus a month note, plus another $1,500 plus a month insurance, plus whatever the cost of diesel is, $5.50 a gallon, depending on where you are, plus tolls, plus breakdowns, plus food, plus all the other uh, uh, miscellaneous variable expenses that you incur in this industry. So then when a broker puts $2 a mile on the freight, you panic because you running upside down. The reason why you running upside down is because of you. It's not the broker's fault. It's your fault. It's your business plan. It's your business. How can you blame the failure on your business on somebody else? Because when the business is doing good, you want to take the credit. It's your business. If the business does good, you take the credit because you did everything to ensure that the business is successful. But the problem is when the business fails, nobody wants to hold himself accountable. It's your fault. It's not anybody else's fault. You're a fool if you think things are going to stay stable throughout the course of time. Problem is a lot of people don't even get that far. They come in with an exorbitant cost of operation, a high cost of operation because they came in with a high cost of entry. They believe the dumb shit. They say, "Oh, well, Mark, you're crushing the dreams." No, the people that sold you the dream are the people that crushed your dream. I told you to go get an older truck. Now, Mark, my favorite content creator say I should go get a newer truck because it's gonna be less maintenance. You a fool. Truck gonna break down regardless. Take a mechanic with you. I know people that have gone out in the past 2 years and have bought mid 2000s trucks that are doing way better than people that have gone out and bought 2019s. And guess what? They're running a lot more lean than the person that went out and bought the newer truck. I never hear these guys complaining, even when their truck's in for maintenance, because when their trucks aren't in for maintenance, their margins are so much bigger. They're making so much more money that when the truck is down for maintenance, it's no big deal. Yeah, Mark, the truck in 6,000. They said it'd be ready in a week. I'm just going to take a few days off. They not tripping. These are the guys that you're complaining about ignorantly saying they're taking cheap freight. No, it's not cheap to them. It's profitable to them. It's cheap to you because your costs are exorbitant. See how ignorant you sound when you say that stupid ass shit? This is why real business people and entrepreneurs, we laugh and we scoff at guys like you that say dumb shit like that. We scoff. I'll give people the information that want to consume it that watch me, but if you want to scoff at me for telling you what it is, cool. I want you to continue to stay ignorant. This is how guys like me continue to take advantage of you. See, I understand that in America, we live in a capitalistic society. I'll give you the information, but I'm not going to make you take it. If you want to hear what I'm saying and think I'm saying something that hurts you and you want to scoff at me, cool. I'm cool with that. Because I understand I need people to be ignorant. The brokers think the same way. You either ignorant or you not. Which are you gonna be? You'll never catch me complaining about like cheap freight and stupid shit like that. Because a person who says that dumbass shit is only looking at it from one side of the equation, their side, and it's just not indicative of a business person. The guy with the '04 with half the cost that you have is the guy that you're complaining about. Ignorantly, but he's profitable because he was smarter than you. I told you we was going to get one. There's no such thing as cheap freight. Now, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. Come explain to me how the freight is cheap. Explain it to me. Not the brokers, it's the carriers. There's no such thing, bro. Come explain it to me. How is there a such thing as cheap freight? And then I can explain to you how it doesn't exist. Let me explain something to you. If I'm running at $1 less operation cost than you, I would give two fucks what your operation cost is. Fuck you and your business. I'm not going to sit on my hands because you went out and did the dun-to-dun. I'm going to run that shit profitably. See, it's cheap to you. Only a fool would sit there and kumbaya because you went out and did something not smart. If I can run profitably, really profitably, at let's say $1.60, $1.70, and you can't, whose fault is that? So it's cheap because you can't run it. I'm making 50 cents a mile profit. It's not cheap to me. So explain to me how it's the carriers. When you're in an industry with millions of carriers. With a wide range of cost. In a competitive market, how is the cost universally cheap that people can come out here and steady spew, stop taking cheap freight? For people to spew it, then the freight has to be universally cheap. Because what's cheap? Explain to me what the fuck is cheap. Explain to me what is universally cheap. Nobody can. It's just this proves my point. You'll say some shit and you can't substantiate it, but I can substantiate and articulate why it doesn't exist. People just say shit because it sounds good. I still have yet for someone to be able to substantiate it to me. Substantiate to me how it's cheap. You can't. If you can't substantiate and articulate how, then bro, just Big Mark ain't gonna agree with you just because you a subscriber to the channel. If it's wrong, it's wrong. I couldn't give a fuck what your cost is. But Mark, don't take that shit because that's fucking it up. Man, fuck y'all. That's fucking it up for the rest of us. I'm gonna look at my margins. I'm gonna shit. This is what great. This is great profit for me. Man, I don't give a fuck about y'all margins. Them y'all margins. The broker's looking at it the same way. And any smart business person ain't thinking about what you got going on. This is why y'all be mad when I be like, man, F them kids and all that shit. Y'all take it personal and y'all look at it from a personal, emotional perspective instead of looking at it logically. The name of the game in business is to win, not be buddy and friends and kumbaya. I need all of that. How can we get as much of this as possible? By cutting out the competition. How do we cut out the competition? By running lean and keeping our costs down. Then you wonder why you can't scale. Everybody always asks me, man, how you scale up? I give you the formula every time I go live. I tell you what book I read. People don't listen. There's no such thing. I'm still waiting. It's been 3 years of creating content, almost 3.5 years, and I'm still waiting for somebody to come substantiate. I done went to war with some of your favorite content creators and destroyed them all. Because I look at things logically. I don't look at things from my feelings and my heart. I'm gonna tell you why you're gonna stay broke. If you're in survival mode, brokers are always gonna be the predators. If you're in survival mode, which a lot of people are, especially the people that's complaining, anybody that's telling you and you see them on the internet complaining, even some of your favorite content creators, this is why they're gonna be mad at me because I'm exposing this shit. They in survival mode. Anybody that is publicly complaining is in survival mode. A real entrepreneur, a real business owner, we smell that. I teach people how to prey on the weak when it comes to business. And a predator is going to smell your vulnerability and your weakness and take advantage of you every time. Because now you negotiating out of desperation. And that's most of the people in this industry. You negotiating out of desperation. You desperate. One of the main reasons you desperate is because, as I've displayed in so many call-in shows, you don't know what it costs you to run your business. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. You don't get no other type of sauce like this anywhere else. Desperation means you take anything that moves. You bidding against 10 other people on the load board that are all desperate too, just like you. But then you simultaneously come on the internet and say, stop taking cheap freight. Now make that shit make sense for me. All you motherfuckers is running desperate because majority you don't know your cost, but then you say stop taking cheap freight. How can you tell a motherfucker who don't even know what it costs them to run their business to stop taking cheap freight? They don't even know what it costs. They don't know what's cheap. They don't know what's expensive. They don't know what's profitable. They don't know what's non-profitable. The people that say stop taking cheap freight, they don't even know their own costs. We've proven that. Every person that tried to come up and debate me and they said that shit and debated, they didn't know what they cost them to run their business. It's in the content. Go look at all them call-in shows from season 2. Brokers see that shit. They smell that shit. They hear it when you on the phone with them. Why? Because you divulge all your business to them. I don't. What is it with people telling strangers they business? Man, come on, man. Man, my truck just broke down. Man, I'm fucked up. Man, I just had to pay this money to get my truck fixed, and and man, my wife is pregnant, and man, it's bad out here. It's bad, man. Like, bro, if I was a broker, I'd take advantage of your goofy ass too. Why? Because nigga, I'm commission based. I'm trying to get it. If I see you ignorant, I'm gonna take advantage of you too. What I'm gonna spare you for? I got bills to pay just like you. You complaining about your bills, nigga, my wife pregnant too. Nigga, the cost of living is going up on me too. I'm just not telling you all this shit. I'm listening to you, and in my head, I'm like, yeah, got me one on the new. Oh, I got me a sweet one too. Ooh. Listen, I know more about this motherfucker business than he do. I know he can't run this low profitably at this rate, but I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna make him take it though. I'm gonna finesse him. I'm gonna finesse him. You think the brokers don't know that the market is over flooded with undercapitalized box truck owners who will run cheap just to keep the lights on? You think they don't know this shit? Of course they know it. There are more brokers are more smarter than a lot of these box truck owner operators. And it's not me, I'm not being mean, I'm just being honest. Why? Because they know their numbers. They know their numbers. No, that's not why it's cheap. There's no such thing. You're never gonna find. Listen, unless you can substantiate and articulate what cheap is universally, then how could it be cheap? Once again, if your cost is here and my cost is here, I can run here profitably. You can't. So how the fuck is it universally cheap? Your cost is here. My cost is here. I run here. You can't run here. You come down, you're losing. Me coming from down here up here, I'm winning. How is it cheap? It's cheap to you. Yeah, you can think in your head, well, man, you fucking up the market. Fuck your market, bro. This is what you got to understand. If you keep thinking like this, you're thinking personally, you're thinking illogically, you're thinking from emotions. You think Walmart gives a fuck about your Uncle Joe's general merchandise shop that his goofy ass decided to open up 3 blocks down the street from a Walmart? Do you think Walmart really cares that he can't sell soap as cheap as they can sell it? He can't sell toothbrushes as cheap as they can sell it. He can't sell a 6-pack of socks as cheap as they can sell it. They don't give 2 cares in the world. The reason why they are in the position that they are in is because a lot of people cannot compete with them. From a price perspective. Because very early on, they found a way to keep their costs down so that they can sell those same items way cheaper than all their competitors. Sounds like business to me. Sounds like business to me. Sounds like capitalism to me. It's not going to change. The people who succeed and win are the people that understand it and they create a business plan and a business model to win within the rules of the game. Since people like to call it the box truck game, all right. Well, how are you going to win within the rules of the game? You don't get the leverage by crying. You get the leverage by preparing. You get the leverage by understanding the landscape of the industry that you in. If I'm telling you that majority of the people in this industry are ignorant, you see this shit. Common sense will pop into my head if I was on the new and be like, yo, let me educate myself. Because these motherfuckers are stupid. Let me know my cost per mile. Let me make sure that I enter with a very lean, with the low cost of operation, as low as possible. Because all these guys that keep complaining, I see the market fluctuate. I see a lot of these guys are just struggling. I need to make sure and ensure that I set my business up to win in all landscapes, no matter where the market is at. That's what a smart person would do. But instead, people do ignorant shit by doing the complete opposite. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications. Capital reserves, no working capital. You know, people have argued me down, man, what I need working capital for. Can't talk, don't know how to build relationships. Once again, don't know your numbers. Don't know what to say yes to, what to say no to. Don't know when you say yes, if you're profitable or not, and by how much. Following some stupid ass ideology that people spew in this niche that as long as you take $2 a mile, you should be fine. Dumb as shit, bro. Yeah, as long as you take $2 a mile, you should be fine. But you don't know your cost. Your cost is $1.96. So you only making 4 cents a mile, and then you trying to figure out why you're not making any money. You following the plan? They said $2 a mile. All right, $2. You trying to grab everything that's $2. Old town, you operating at a loss. You don't know it though. Because you don't know your costs. You don't know your numbers. You want to know why like winners don't complain? I'm going to tell you why. We're going to look at a winner. They're not on Facebook groups complaining about brokers. They're not in YouTube comments and in live streams talking about cheap freight. They treat brokers like a tool instead of a lifeline. It's always going to be somebody that want to play in the comment sections, but they not, listen, if you want to challenge me, then you got to be brave. Over here, you got to be brave. I don't want to go back and forth and debate in the comment section. Appreciate you for watching. I don't want to debate in the comment sections. You got to click linkage. It's always, listen. I'm so confident in my knowledge base in this industry that I will debate anybody. I'm not ducking no smoke. I'm not worried about my credibility. Why? Because I know what I'm talking about. Is operating at a loss cheap freight? No, it's stupid. You keep trying to dance, but you're not making sense. Anybody that operates at a loss ignorantly, to me, is stupid. Because it's a loss to them, but there's somebody else that same load is profitable. If I open up right next door to you, I don't know how many ways I can make this fucking make sense to people, bro. If you open up a hot dog stand and I open up a hot dog stand right across the street from your punk ass, and you sell hot dogs for $2, because let's say your cost is, let's say, $1.50. No, let's make the math easy. You sell hot dogs for $1. Your cost all in is 75 cents. Listen, when I make my content, I'm making my content. If you feel like I'm talking to you directly, then I am. If you take my satire personally, then you guilty. I'm giving a goddamn it analogy that's not pertaining to anybody right now. But if you take it personal, then all right, it's what it is. If you open up a goddamn hot dog stand and I open up one across the street, now I'm talking to my competition in the hypothetical. Now, if you want to insert yourself into my analogy, go ahead. If I open up a hot dog stand right across the street from your punk ass, and I do everything in my power, everything I'm supposed to do, I go in, I buy shit, I see what your cost is, I screenshot your menu, you selling hot dogs at $1. I'm gonna figure out a way to cut my call. I'm gonna figure out how to sell them 100% less than you. I'm gonna cut my shit down to 50 cents. I'm gonna see if I can get down to 50 cents a hot dog on some Sam's Club shit. Don't Costco sell hot dogs for 50 cents or 75 cents, some shit like that? Or is that IKEA? IKEA, one of them places you go in, they got like 50-cent hot dogs. There's a lot that goes into that dollar. The bun, the dog, the ingredients. Do you put mustard on it? Do you put ketchup on it? Do you put sport peppers on it? Jalapenos? What do you wrap it in? The bag, the labor. All that goes into the cost of the product. The shipping down to the T. See, an ignorant person is just going to look at the unit cost of the hot dog and the bun. A real business owner is going to look at the unit cost of the hot dog, the bun, the ketchup, the mustard, the pepper, the wrapping to wrap the dog in, the paper bag. Because the shipping, because that is what truly determines the cost. And then they add their profit margin on top. So now with me knowing that, I got to cut that shit in half as best as I can. Now let's say I'm able to do that. I'm able to sell a dog cost all in 25 cents. If that requires me buying way more units to drive my unit cost down so that I can be able to compete and win, so be it. But I'm selling my dogs at 50 cents. Do you think I give a fuck if that owner, man, he over there selling cheap dogs? His cost is 75 cents. My cost is 25 cents. You think I give a care that he's over there talking about, man, they over there selling cheap hot dogs? The only way he's going to be able to beat me is to bring his cost all the way down either to 50 cent or below 50 cent. And if he brings it below 50 cent, that means he needs to have so much working capital, enough working capital to operate for an extended period of time at a loss to drive me out of the market. Do you want to talk business or you want to talk dumb shit? You want to talk business or you want to talk dumb shit? So how is it cheap? Because at the end of the day, there are businesses that purposely operate at losses for years and years and years because they're purposely trying to drive their competition out the market, and they can afford to do so. They can afford to operate for 10, 15, 20 years at a loss. See, when people say ignorant shit, I love it and I enjoy it because it just makes me look smarter. Then I can cook. I can really cook. I purposely wait for some people to come in here and say shit and think they can try to finagle their way through, and then I'm gonna come up. I'm gonna really pull some shit out the bag. Cause really, I just be surface level with it. I really don't have to really dig and show you my real business acumen most of the time. But I love when people come in here and they try to finagle some things, cause then I go below the surface on your ass. The only thing you're gonna do is just make me look smarter. I get the same examples all the time. There's plenty of companies that have never been profitable. And this is why they don't have competition or they have minimal competition because nobody can compete with them. You see all these people on the internet right now complaining about DoorDash. I've been saying this shit for years. Every startup company that started around the gig economy startup phase about a decade ago now is, for the most part, the ones that can start seeking profitability are going to start seeking. Listen, nobody wants to be not profitable forever. Companies don't care about you, the service provider. The brokers don't care about you. The shipper really doesn't really care about your cost. That's your cost. Everybody's main objective is their bottom line. The bottom line is the bottom line. Listen to me. The bottom line is the bottom line, bro. Nobody cares about your bottom line. Everybody cares about their bottom line. The bottom line is the bottom line. Why would I care about your bottom line? Make it make sense. Why you think nobody never clicked that link? Because I'm going to make them look crazy. My business acumen is too advanced. And I know most of the people in this landscape of trucking, even from this small niche of box trucking, think emotionally. They don't think business. They don't think logically. Oh, Mark, you cocky. No, I'm not. I just know business. And you don't. Not being cocky. I'm telling you what it is. You complain about brokers because you don't understand the purpose, or you use a broker the wrong way. You use it as a lifeline. A broker is a tool. A brokerage firm is a tool. It's not a lifeline, bro. If you decide to live off the low board, then that's on you. And guess what? To be honest with you, there's plenty of people that do it successfully. Why? Because they know their profit margins. I mean, they know their operating cost. They understand the landscape of this industry. They know how this industry is played, and everything that I'm telling you, they know, and they take advantage of all the ignorance. Same in any market. Market, freight market, stock market, crypto market. It's like the same shit. You'll be a person who rides the wave in the stock market, or because the hype is there, you'll jump in, not realizing because you're ignorant that the real money has already been made. It was the person or the people that were investing into a certain asset when the hype wasn't there, or the early adopters who were patient and disciplined, and they were DCAing in daily, 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 and then when uh the company breaks, right? If they pre-IPO, let's say they purchase pre-IPO, IPO day, a smart investor knows, yeah, we'll open up here, but the next day is going to go here. And this is when everybody that pre-IPOs unloads their bag on all the ignorance. I never buy opening day. Why? Because that's when all the pre-IPO investors, the VCs, are unloading. It's the payday. It's going to tank. I'm not going to be the stupid fool that you drop your bags off on. I'm going to be the guy dropping my bags off on some other ignorant fool. I mean, do y'all want to talk business, or you want to talk dumb shit? You want to talk emotions? Because if you want to talk making decisions with emotions, I'm just going to end the live. We don't make decisions off of emotions and feelings. We make all business decisions logically. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. A lot of people don't like to hear this shit, and I understand why. And like I said earlier, whether you appreciate the information or you don't, it makes me know, never mind. If you appreciate the information, cool. Good luck to you. If you don't, I don't get upset, because I understand that we need you too. There's a place for ignorance in this world. Everybody can't be at the top of the spectrum. Everybody can't be at the bottom of the spectrum. If this is the spectrum, we need it full. Why? Because the people up here don't have to do the shit that the people down here have to do, because the people up here can afford to pay the people down here to do it for them. And that's not to say that the people down here are bad people, but a lot of people that aspire to be up here, they don't want to change their mindset. They have an ignorant mindset. Like, the new trend is the DoorDash shit. Like, why is everybody complaining about DoorDash? Like, what would make you think that you could be a gigger and pay the cost of living, which is going to continue to go up as a gigger? Why do you think that in a market, that's why they brought the guy over from Spotify? The guy came over from Spotify. He's going to be in the finance. It's his job to come in to make the company more profitable. So if making the company more profitable is finding ways to decrease the payout for the service provider and increase the cost for the consumer, then so be it. If I'm an investor into a company, a publicly traded company, it's their job to make sure that I'm happy. Why do people think, and then they cry and they complain, man, DoorDash is, man, this is not fair. Why do you think it's not fair? They're changing all the rules. I told you it wasn't, you can't, it's not a business. You can't operate a gig like a business. You have to do what they tell you to do. You're a gigger. What makes you think that you could build a business strategy around somebody else's business? You're a contractor. Do what we say, or find something else to do. You can't set the price. You can't even negotiate the price. Who are you going to negotiate with? AI? What, you gonna go in the DoorDash app under settings and say, is there a link to negotiate? So how can you build a business on it? So when they decide to lower the rates or take the tips away or whatever the hell is going on with DoorDash, I keep seeing this shit pop up and everybody's complaining, talking about they gotta go get a job or whatever this shit is. What did you expect? I'm not gonna sell you no dream. I'm gonna give you the harsh reality, and I'm gonna give it to you uh in an educated way uh in business. Because I understand a lot of people don't understand business. They don't take the time to understand business. Like trucking, especially box trucking, some of the easiest, like from the mental aspect, like as far as like, it's like, it's not, especially if you're an OTR guy, like Jesus Christ, like how much more simpler do you want it? You just back into a dock, they load it, you drive back into a dock, they unload. You're not even really doing nothing physically. You got to put a little thought in, calculating your costs, planning, shit like that. Like, why do you make it so hard? I'm telling you, if I was on the new coming in and I seen everything that I see, I would just be rubbing my Birdman rub hands. Ooh, I'll be like, ooh, I'm finna. This shit's sweet. I don't get it, bro. I don't understand. To all you guys that are losing sleep over brokers, it's not because the brokers are evil. It's because your business is broke. And the reason why your business is broke is because your mindset is that of a broke individual. You speak broken knees. It's just keeping it a buck with you. You need better planning. You need better math. You need better discipline. Stop blaming brokers because of your failure. The market is not emotional. The market is going to reward you when you run lean, stay disciplined, and play the long game. It's a long game. Brokers aren't robbing you. Ignorance is what's robbing you. So, like I always say, either remain ignorant or don't. Can, like, the only person a broker can rob is a person that allows himself to be robbed. Like, it's crazy that I see people complain about constantly getting robbed by brokers. Listen to how this shit sounds. You see people complaining about getting robbed. Getting robbed means it happened by brokers. So that means they accepted it. They allowed it. For whatever reason. If you want to remain ignorant, if you don't want to face the fact, then you're going to remain ignorant. You're going to stay broke in a business, in an industry that I always say is built for killers, not criers. This is why some of you get mad when I say F them kids. You take it personal. You think about your kids. I don't know your kids. All I'm telling you is that if you in my way and we competing, I'm not thinking about you or your family. I'm thinking about mine. I'm not thinking about you or your business. I'm thinking about mine. I'm not going to show no emotion. Like, your inner workings don't cross my mind. Mine do. This industry ain't built for soft people. It's built for killers. Anybody want to challenge it? Is that link pinned to the top of the description, Pippi? Is that link pinned to the top of the description? Anybody want to negotiate? I mean, not negotiate. Tell me how there's a such thing as cheap freight. Because I've seen a few people trying to. It's just not. It's just not. Anybody. Explain it to me. I may be wrong. I might be wrong. I doubt it, but I might be wrong. Explain to me how there's a such thing as cheap freight and why people should stop taking it. Explain to me what it is, and then explain to me why it is that people should stop taking it. What is it? What is it? And why should these people that y'all keep saying they keep doing it, why should they stop doing it? Why should these people stop taking this shit? Here's the thing. Let's while we waiting for somebody to get their courage together. Even the people that take it ignorantly, which is majority of the people, right? What is it to you? Because here, let me explain something to you. That shit ain't gonna stop. If you haven't lived long enough, I'm gonna tell you from a person who has. As time goes on, people just get stupider. They get more desperate. Why? Because it becomes more harder to live. So I'm gonna tell you this shit now. It's not gonna, this camaraderie that existed once upon a time, probably prior to some people that are watching this or gonna watch this later on, was born. This shit is like camaraderie, like so long ago. As things become tougher, people are gonna become more desperate. So, like, even when you say that shit, is falling on deaf ears. But once again, what is it to you? What is it to you? You know what's funny to me? You know what's funny to me? And I'm gonna keep it a buck. I get challenged a lot when I have these lectures and I talk like this, and these guys, because they really be middle Americans, they really don't be from nowhere, but they try to act like they be. And then they come with this ideology and they say this dumb shit like, man, I was a street nigga. I'm trying to change my life around. Man, I'm a street nigga, so I'm going to try to take the shit from the street and bring it into business. So check this out. The street got a competitive landscape too. So you will kill motherfucker, hurt, slay, slang, mutilate, decapitate to take over a motherfucker block for leverage and more competitive edge. You'll go around the weight man and try to negotiate with the plug to cut the weight man out the equation. So you can get the shit cheaper, so you can sell it on your blocks cheaper than folding them and buddying them on the other end than what they selling it down there. But then you try to tell me I'm from a street nigga. You'll kill a motherfucker to get a competitive edge to sell dope, but you won't educate yourself in something legitimate to get a competitive edge and a leverage in something that's legitimate. And then you'll put that shit in my comments like I'm supposed to like that's just supposed to mean something to me and some shit like that. I'm just gonna come up here and use you as an example and make you look crazy like I just did. Don't come telling me about how you was the street nigga that sold all this dope. If you was a successful street nigga, then you hurt people. You did what you needed to do. You killed, you stole, you robbed. You tried to cut the weight man out to go around the weight man to get to the connect. You said, fuck it, let's get rid of the weight man. So then that way the connect can deal straight with us. You was ingenious when it came to shit like that. You did everything to do some bad shit to be successful, but then when it comes to business, you can't think outside the box and do everything you need to do in your power from a legitimate standpoint to be successful. Ain't that crazy? You complain about brokers, but when you was in the street, you just eliminated the competition altogether. That's crazy, ain't it? It's all you hear is crickets. It's easy to just go get buddying them up out the way on the block, right? And then come into my comment section and try to talk about some street shit. But you complain about brokers. That's one of them things that make you go, hmm. He said, what type of crickets are those? A bunch of crickets. A bunch of crickets. He said they call it cheap freight because their cost is way too high. If their cost was low, they would take the cheap freight in a heartbeat. You must have came late. That's exactly what I said earlier. That still doesn't prove there's a such thing. They said they stopped taking it. So who is they and why should they stop taking it? And what is it? What's considered cheap? And why should they stop taking it? The link is still pinned. What time is it? 4:15. We'll give it a few more minutes. I ain't had me a good debate in a minute, man. And it don't even have to be a debate. You could just come make me look crazy. You have to be able to come and substantiate the shit and articulate it. I'm waiting. Mark, your mic by hella low. Have to turn my TV all the way up. I'm not yelling. Maybe if I yell. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Still waiting. Zarpies ain't gonna debate me. This ain't a topic that he's gonna jump off the porch on. This ain't a topic he gonna jump off the porch on. Well, I don't know, man. Volume up 100%. Let's see. Check, check. Check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Uh-oh. Who's this? Uh, yo,
Mark, what it do, brother? Uh,
what's going on?
I admittedly I'm a little bit late, but I just wanted to give you some props. I love the channel. This is my first live stream. I caught up you, and it's dope. Um, what I would what I would say is I don't necessarily have a disagreement, but I have a challenge to anybody that's talking about cheap freight. Um, become a broker. You start brokering if that's the case. If you learn, if you mad because somebody's taking 30% of your business, then you become the broker as well as, a carrier. So you can have the best of both worlds. When I got into the business 8 years ago, I, I came in under a broker, a friend of mine. I didn't know shit about trucking. And he's a broker, and he's one of them cutthroat brokers that I guess some guys will be talking about. Sometimes I've seen him make shit just as much as the driver on the load. Um, But he told me, he was like, man, look, you need I'm gonna take my 25% off rip. You're gonna need other brokers, and some of them is gonna take more, some of them is gonna take less. But at the end of the day, you're gonna have to go and get direct shippers. You're gonna have to go direct to the source. But also in times of when you can't get those, when you can't get the direct shipper, or when that shit is moving slow, then you might use a broker. A broker should be the icing, the sprinkles on the icing on the cake. That shouldn't be how you live and run your business. You can't thrive. You might be able to get you ain't gonna get even a lick, but you might be able to, you know, hit something. But you can't live your life off of a damn load board. And if you know that, if they giving you $1.75 a mile, if they giving you this shit, you operating at a loss. But what I started to see from a lot of the guys that are in the business that I've been watching from your channel and certain people I've been talking to is they don't know the business aspect of it. They don't know how much it costs or if you taking a load. And when I first started, I was just taking shit because it said 2 grand, but I didn't understand that that all money ain't good money. I didn't understand that principle until later on. I started dialing things in. But what I started to do is I started to broker. I became a partner in that guy's brokerage. So now I can get that money and I don't have to trade my time for currency, for money. And I got capacity because I got 3 trucks myself, but I got capacity now because I'm a broker that I can go to these direct shippers and say, hey, whatever your capacity is, I can take care of that. Then I can get these guys who would take the cheap freight, who take that cheap shit, and I make my money off the top. So I don't understand the thought process of people just being in business or living to complain. You gotta at some point be solution oriented. You can't just be out here like, okay, well, okay, the shit is $1.75 a mile, the shit is $2 a mile, and I ain't making no money, but I still got all these expenses. I still got all these costs, and I got kids and I got bills in real life to pay. I never understood that. So the beautiful thing about trucking to me is you don't have to just be a fucking truck driver. You don't you there's a gang of tentacles in the business. You understand what I'm saying? It's a gang of tentacles where you can get your money. You can do consulting. You can do freight brokering. You can be a carrier. You can be an owner operator. But at the end of the day, you have to know the business. You gotta know your business. A lot of people just really don't understand that shit. And I agree with I never understood the fact that anybody renting a truck. I don't understand how these guys at Amazon was even making money. When I did Amazon, when I got into it in 17, I did Amazon before it was even a relay. It was called Amazon Flex. And it was a gang of African cats in there that was just, these dudes were, they had rentals, budget rentals, enterprise rentals, and I didn't understand it. My truck was paid for, but I didn't have I didn't have the cost of every mile that you running and stuff. So I didn't understand how could you even make money, because Amazon was just gas money for my daily incidents through the week. I couldn't live my life off Amazon. I had to work the night, the night hour routes and stuff like that. But I would get out in the morning and do whatever my courier work. I would do my airport freight, whatever, to keep myself around Atlanta. And I know I'll be back, at Amazon at night. And I can make a cool 300, sometimes 250. But that was my gas money for today. But you got to kind of mix it to fix it. A lot of people just is like, I'm just going to do this one thing and expect my business to either succeed or thrive or grow. And to me, I can't be in business and I'm making the same amount every damn year, every month. I gotta see a return on my investment.
Yeah, I agree.
You
So
know.
you
So what do you go ahead?
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No, no, go ahead.
What I was gonna say is what would your advice be to these guys that are complaining about the rates of freight and the brokers and the cuts that the brokers take? Would Why not just become a broker? That's as simple as that. You can do both. You're not just limited to one.
Well, you must have clicked the you must have came into the live stream a little late. Uh,
I did. I said
yeah,
admittedly I did.
yeah. I think a person who's complaining, I either keep complaining or make a change. A person who complains now is not going to make us. If you can't listen, if you can't understand cost of a box truck, you're not going to understand the complexity of cost as a broker. So at the end of the day, I think a person who is a business owner and they complain, to me, if they don't want to make the change, I'm cool with them still being ignorant. Because we you have to understand that smart business people, we need ignorant business people. If people weren't ignorant, then there would be nobody to sell to. So my
100.
whole thing is either you take the information and apply it or don't. If you don't, I'm cool with that because I understand how markets work. If everybody was smart and if ignorance didn't exist, then no money would be made. So
Yeah.
remain ignorant. I'm cool with it.
Yeah. I just don't get it, man. And I hate I just got a kind of on your content maybe 3 weeks ago. And so I've been watching the older videos that you put up, right? But I'm starting to see like, damn, is it that many people out here that just really don't
Mm-hmm.
they got into some shit and didn't know about it?
Yeah, 90%.
And but and see the thing is like there's certain tenets of business. It doesn't matter what sector you're in. There's certain things that are gonna overlap, and you're gonna be able to get you're gonna be able to apply these things in any sector pretty much. There's certain tenets that are just there as an ethos. But man, it's hard for me to believe that there's people out here that's just like, man, you just think that you're gonna go get something and then live off of the load board. But
What's your business?
I don't.
What's your business background?
So my business background is I had a recording studio from 2005 until 2008 when the recession happened. I went to work for BMW in 2010 or 2008 to 2010. Then I bought a Cold Stone Creamery, a franchise. Um, the franchise was an existing franchise, so I didn't have to necessarily build it for and wait for the people to come. There was just headroom where I can grow it. But I didn't know the business at all. Um, I thought it was just basically checking my traps and whatnot. My job at BMW was around the corner, so it worked out. The thing was, my employees knew more about running that business than me. And I was in my head like, okay, I'm going to buy another one and duplicate this. So I hired a management company to run the company. They fleeced about $90,000 out of the company
So
relatively quickly.
so basically, you did what you saying you don't know why these guys is doing it.
I did that.
You invested into something that you didn't understand, and that's
I
ultimately
bought
what
an
I've been telling
existing.
people.
I bought an existing business. Yes, I bought an existing business that I did not know about.
And
It
was
ran itself and it was profitable. Yes, but I
just because
already
it
had the numbers and I knew that.
okay, but just because it was turnkey, you still you don't understand the you don't understand this turnkey business. You see what I'm saying? It's turnkey because it already existed, but you didn't understand it. So
Right,
like the same thing you saying you don't
right,
know how these guys are
right.
doing. You did the same thing. You invest into something that you understand, then you did what I always tell people. People think, well, okay, well, I bought this one thing, it's not doing good. Well, let me just go get another. When you have something that is failing and you go get another one, you're just duplicating it. So if you're already failing and you go acquire another one, you're duplicating the failure. If you're successful, then you'll duplicate the success. It's just the blueprint, right? So it's the same it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So
Well,
that's why I asked what your business background was. I just wanted to know a little
so
bit
the
more.
so what what I did in trucking, I'll get to how I got into trucking. Um, my business, my Cold Stone, it ran itself, and I was like, okay, I don't mind Devil's Playground. Make a long story short, a friend of mine was a freight broker. He told me to come to his office. And he kind of flossed on me. He said, can you pull this out the fax machine? And I pulled this invoice out. I was like, damn, it's $2,800. He was like, yeah. I was like, this what you just made today? He was like, no, this is what I had to pay the driver. And I was like, damn. So if I got a truck, you telling me that I can get this amount. This is a very good friend of mine, right? And so he's like, man, yeah. He was like, you get a truck, whatever. So I was like, I mulled it over, and I sat in his office for. I went up there about 5 or 6 times, and he was kind of showing me things from a broker perspective. So I had that hat before I got into it. But I didn't know anything about direct shippers or whatever. I just got the game kind of piecemeal and from a broker perspective. Um, and that was 2017. In 2019, I sold my store and I went full fledged into trucking and box trucking. Um, and you know, the typical you on the road, you know, I did the Southeast region. I never ran over the road. You know, I was pretty much home within for 2 or 3 days out the week. I wasn't out there for too much. Um, and I was pretty successful at it, but I've always been a salesman. So my thing was, okay, you develop these relationships with these different brokers. Then I started saying, well, I'm gonna go, and I did mine a little sideways, because when I would get my BOLs, I just write down these, I have a list of people that I'm gonna call every day, 10 brokers every day, and then I'm gonna start going back and doubling back to these direct shippers. And I go into the shippers and say, hey, how can I get your business? And I was doing things to kind of cut out the broker at some point. That was slow going, but eventually it caught on. And these brokers, when you have a good relationship with them, these guys are going to move to different companies and they will still call you. You kind of in a, you in a Rolodex, because they know that you are of a value. So I went to a place called ATL Freight, and I ended up meeting one of the boss's sons in there, and these guys were giving out freight that was just great prices, and that fast forwarded us into COVID, and we thrived. And this was only God, because they had a contract to do COVID test machines and for all the hospitals that were going. And so we were delivering these things, and they were paying crazy prices. So we actually some people were going out and getting PPP loans and things. We never did that. We just went and lived kind of off of that. And that got us through COVID. After that, that's when I realized that I can actually go to direct shippers. And that's where my business model is right now, is to go through direct shippers. And if they want us to be asset based, yes, I'm a carrier. If they only do business with brokers, now I'm a partner in the brokerage with that friend of mine that started me, you know. And so we kind of have both aspects. Right now, I do flatbeds. I do CDL flatbeds, and we have 3 trucks every day. And it's like infrastructure out here in the Southeast region. 3 trucks a day and 5 days a week, and that's dedicated. And then they'll pretty much call us, and I'm able to help out other people, owner operators who aren't necessarily the best front facing. They're not salesmen. You know what I'm saying? They're not comfortable necessarily doing that. But I'll get that freight from my customers who are well paying, and I can pay these guys who are looking, for freight. I can pay them, a little bit better than the average broker, and I'm able to help them. And then I started doing things like consulting. I'm not going to say I'm like a box truck shorty or any of these guys, because I don't even promote. It's just pretty much word of mouth. And that's another tentacle of, how I can just monetize it, But to be honest with you, bro, I don't like driving. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it. I'd rather be out there selling. But I had to know that I had to learn how to do it, and I had to learn how to love it in order to really figure out how to grow my business. And for the last year and a half, it's been steadily on the climb.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Congratulations.
But again, man, I give you props, all the props in the world, because it's dope to have a conversation with, or hear conversation from somebody who actually takes pride in knowing the business, bro. And it's dope what you did. And again, can I ask you a question on how you pivoted? What made you pivot from box trucks to going into the moving, and then the other lanes that you started to do? Like, what made you decide to do that?
You said what made me pivot from box trucks into moving?
Yeah, you started a moving company, correct? Like you were doing general freight, correct? And then you went into like starting the moving company. What made you decide to do that?
No, that's not correct. Moving company was first.
Okay.
Moving
Oh,
company was
oh, okay.
first.
Understood.
General final mile came afterwards. I got a call one day. Got a call from a guy named Eric Field at 3PL called Dynamics. That's now T Force. And This was what,
Mm-hmm.
2013. He said, "Hey, we're having an issue with this IKEA contract. You know, most of our carriers are used to delivering smaller parcels. There's a lot of claims. You know, corporate had a meeting and said, look, in order for us to save this contract, maybe we should reach out to some moving companies. And we went on Yelp,
Mm-hmm.
and you were the first moving company on the top of the list for me to call today. Would you be willing to come in for a meeting?" I went in. The numbers were good. At that time, they were offering me a dedicated routes, 500 Monday through Friday, 600 Saturday and Sunday. This is 2013. So
Word.
I'm like, "Well, this is great. The margins are good." And they said, "How many trucks can you bring on?" I said, "How many you need?" And that's where it started. So I didn't know nothing about final mile delivery. If it wouldn't have been for that call, well, that call is what introduced me. And then once I got that call, I started a whole separate entity um, under the
Yeah.
company for final mile. And with that contract, we just scaled up from there. I was running 3 trucks in the morning for IKEA. We were running 3 trucks in the evening, 5 to 9s, and other opportunities opened up with Dynamics, Office Depot. I was running 9 trucks for Office Depot. I went out and got other contracts, Select Express, installs, so on and so forth. So I kept building that company simultaneously while the moving company was growing and scaling. I didn't come into final mile delivery, because I was planning. It was by chance. Everything was by just
Yeah.
right place,
That's
right
how it
time,
typically, right?
chance, and it was God, and it wasn't something I went out looking for. It's just how it happened. I just took advantage of the opportunity and ran with it.
Yeah. That's dope, man. And that's really kind of how I got into the flatbed. Same thing. One of my customers is like, "Hey, Mark, I need you to help me with flatbeds," and I was like, "I don't even know that stuff." He asked me twice. Third time he asked me, it was like, "All right, figure it out." And because I was able to figure it out, that actually changed my life. And now, I'm like, man, it's CDL and my customer. It's a great customer. You know what I'm saying? We just built that trust. But it's like I said, about a year and a half we've been running strong, dedicated, and then they're emailing me now about 2 more trucks for tomorrow. but but yeah, man, it's a good thing, man. Keep fighting a good fight and doing your thing, man. Because I really enjoy the school and how you do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody tell you got to baby somebody. You
Oh
got
no,
to
I ain't
baby
worried about.
somebody. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't worried about
Hey,
nobody.
man, your shit. Yeah, yeah. Hey,
I ain't
that's
worried
what's
about
up, man. That's what it is, man. Well, yeah, all right, I'm gonna jump off this line, man. I got to take care of this, man. But it was dope talking to you, man. I hope to talk to you again soon, Brody.
All right, man. Be safe.
Peace.
All right. Yep. All right. Anybody? Any detractors? Any detractors? No critics. Detractors. Just want to make sure we give you your opportunity. I know I had that countdown before he clicked the link. Anybody that disagree? Cheap freight. This is your time. Because I don't want to hear that shit. Not over here. You say that shit over here, I'm telling you, you're going to get an earful. You have to be able to articulate and substantiate how and why it exists, and why these people should stop doing what they going to do anyway. Tell me why. Anybody? Any takers? Excuse me. Before I get up out of here. Oh, I got a super chat. I didn't even see that. Shout out to Belize for that super chat.
Sweet.
Mark, get you a pint of Mad Dog 2020. Mad Dog. That's that cheap shit. I don't drink no cheap. First of all, I don't drink. I only drink on social if I'm out socially at a bar or some shit like that. and I haven't been going out lately. Like this year, I haven't really been kicking it like that much. When I go out to dinner, I don't drink. I've never been a person to drink around the house. If I'm not out socially, I'm not the person that's gonna like. I've never had a beer in my life. I don't even know what beer tastes like. And I'm not the person that sits around the house. I got to get a cocktail and have a cocktail or drink a beer or, ooh, I got to get a drink to unwind. I'm just not that type of person. Never been. If I'm not like at a bar or a club or maybe a dinner where I got to take a shot or a toast, some type of social setting, then I don't drink. But now when I do, I'm going to tell you this. It damn sure ain't going to be no Mad Dog. It ain't going to be no Mad Dog. No Mad Dog, no Night Train, no Thunderbird, none of that wino shit. None of that shit. Okay? All right. None of that shit. All right. Any critics or detractors before I get out of here? See, I was looking to cook, man. I appreciate people that want to call up and talk, but man, when I'm in cooking mode and I'm looking for a debate. I'm looking to make an example. Man, you gotta just let me stay in that mood, man. You gotta let me stay in that mood. Let me see. Okay, I'm doing what's best for them. Yeah. Who is Morgan David? Who is that? I must have missed that. Anybody? No critics? No detractors? Any critics? Detractors? No, I know it was a joke. Uh. Any critics? Detractors? Nobody? Let me see. What was it? I saw Superman. I was watching a stream. A week ago, and I seen Superman Clark Kent. Whose stream was that I was watching? Whose stream? You was all through the chat over there. You was having you a good old time, Superman Clark Kent. Who was I watching last week? And Superman Clark Kent was all in the chat. I seen him somewhere. Let me see. I forgot. Shout out to Box Truck Buddha. All right. I don't think we're gonna have nobody come up today. Underbid me, that's fine. If I don't make money, I don't turn my truck on. Okay. Mike Monty say appreciate everything. Cool. Mike Monty was trying to challenge me. But if cheap freight isn't anything, then why does CPM mean anything? I own my truck 5 months, make money off it if it's that cheap. I understand, bro. Like, it can only be cheap if you a fool. It can only be cheap if you a fool. Like, I don't understand why people don't understand that. Like, like, you have a business. You have a business model. You take what's profitable for your business, and if it's not profitable, then don't. But build a business where you have a better range of what you can accept versus what you can't. If you put yourself so far outside of the ballpark because of your ignorance, and because of your ignorance you have an exorbitant cost, then that's a personal problem. If you build your business for success, you're going to understand the competitive landscape of the industry and the market based on supply and demand, and things that the economy, and you're gonna come into the business very lean with a very minimal, as small or as minute as possible cost of entry, very lean, so that you can compete better. if you I don't understand why this is hard. Like I've tried so many ways to like explain this shit, and it's just like people look at it this one way because it's like you're competing against yourself. Like you make this shit like I will never ever say if I was competing in that landscape, tell another man what or what not to take or what worry about what another man does, whether they're doing it profitably or not profitably. The only thing and energy that I'm going to exude is the energy for the betterment of me and myself. I could give a fuck what the next person is doing. So I don't understand, like, it's cheap. See, you're gonna win or you're gonna lose. So I don't understand this, bro. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not gonna spend too much time trying to understand it today. All right, that's what we call at home. Mark knew it. All right, man. I'm out. Peace.